JDM and the UFC referee that will be refereeing the main event of Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev at UFC 322 this weekend has to watch this video, because Islam Makhachev is one of the biggest cheaters in the UFC. He is maybe the biggest cheater in terms of a high-profile fighter. He hooks the gloves in every single one of his fights. I've gone down the rabbit hole. He's using them to get takedowns. This guy's a fucking cheat. And it's disgusting. He did it to Poirier. He did it to Volkanovski in their fight as well. He did it to Volkanovski in their rematch as well. He did it to Tsarukyan to get a takedown. He did it to Oliveira against the cage in round 2. He did it to Oliveira to get a takedown in the first place. He grabbed the cage to stop Oliveira getting his leg in round 1 of their fight as well. This guy's a filthy fucking cheat. And I don't know why this isn't being made more of a deal out of. This should be mentioned anytime you see Makhachev's face. When there's a cheater like this in MMA, like John Jones in his eye pokes, we mention it. With Cyril Gane, we all mention it. This guy's a dirty fighter. Tom Aspinall backstage when he was talking to Jason Herzog, the referee, who's the referee screaming at Makhachev to stop grabbing the fucking cage here for the 3rd time in 15 seconds to stop Oliveira rolling for a leg on bottom position. When Aspinall's talking to Herzog backstage, and his dad chimes in saying, watch the back of the head with this guy. Watch the back of the head. Just like they do that with Gane and are probably going to be watching for eye pokes moving forward, they should be watching for the Makhachev glove grab. People are talking about his signature move, the Das. This is his fucking signature move. I wish I could show this on my second channel to show footage of this and video, but they'd nuke it. I know they would, because they copyrighted my second channel twice, nearly got me taken off YouTube for good if they would have got it. I don't even want to talk about it because they would have got me for good. I can't show any fight footage, but there's a YouTube short about this, and Craig Jones posted a video where they showed, look, he got this to get the takedown against Oliveira. Look, he got this on Volk in the second fight as well. But there's so many more examples. There's so many glove grabs in the first Volk fight. I couldn't include them all in today's video. There's so many of them. Round 1 of the Oliveira versus Makhachev fight. Let's just go through them. Let's just go through all of them here. That's what we're doing in today's video. This is insane. He's the dirtiest fighter in the UFC. This is the dirtiest cheat in the UFC. You thought Gane was bad. Round 1, Oliveira Makhachev. Oliveira's got him up against the cage. Makhachev stuffs an early takedown. Oliveira gets wrist control, and you'll notice this is a fucking theme with Islam Makhachev. Oliveira gets wrist control on him against the cage. Makhachev just straight up hooks his fingers in the glove. Hooks his fingers in the glove. Drags out Oliveira's arm from being all tucked in and strong, by the way. Oliveira lands a knee on Makhachev while he's still hooking the glove. This is a 15-second exchange, 5-10-second exchange. This isn't him having his finger in the glove for a moment in time. This is an extended period of time that he's keeping his fingers in the gloves. Then, after Oliveira brings his knee back down in round 1, Makhachev keeps his fingers in the gloves, as he has been doing, and uses it to throw Oliveira over. He's got Oliveira's wrist trapped on his far side here, and he's using it as leverage to get takedowns. He didn't hit a nasty sweep on Oliveira. He hooked his glove and cheated Oliveira to the ground. I know Oliveira has done this to Poirier, but we talk about it. When we see cheats like this, we talk about it. Nobody mentions this with Makhachev. Even on the YouTube short where this was mentioned, people are saying, this is a fucking big deal. Why is nobody making a big deal about this? This is game-changing shit right here. And then even there's comments saying, well, GSP grabbed the shorts to get a takedown once. There's guys in the comments coping about it. Part of the game, crafty move. This is blatant cheating of the highest degree. Eye pokes and nut shots are bad. They can be accidental. Who knows? There's nothing fucking accidental about this. Absolutely nothing accidental about hooking your fingers in someone's glove and using it to get a takedown. Purely because you have your fingers in their glove. In the Oliveira fight, he stops a leg lock attempt from Oliveira in round 1. While Oliveira's on bottom position, he grabs the cover of the cage here with his right hand. And there's another shot of it. If you watch it on a video, you can see his fingers are dug in there as well. Oliveira's going for a leg on bottom position here. He hooks his fingers in here to stop this from happening and stays sturdy. Then he shoves his fingers in the cage here, as you can see, with his left hand, because he's not done grabbing with both hands yet. He's got to fulfill both hands grabbing the cage in this position. Digs his fingers into the cage, stays sturdy. Oliveira has to abandon the leg lock attempt. He can't go to the leg on bottom position, which he should have been able to do if Makhachev wasn't hooking the fucking cage with both hands like a filthy fucking cheat. Absolutely, this guy's been training from birth, and he needs this. It's not enough that he's been training since 2 years old in a well-rounded MMA format. He's got to also do this to his opponents in order to get victory. If you didn't need a reason to cheer for JDM this weekend, this is the fucking reason. Cage grab here while Oliveira throws an up kick to his face, and he grips it back down again while Oliveira's trying to get an angle on him and get his legs around in a good position. He's not leaving one shoulder isolated here because he's keeping his posture by hooking the cage. In the video, you can see the cage move with his fingers. Even here, Herzog finally jumps in and screams at him to stop grabbing the cage because he's hooked it here with his right hand. Oliveira's trying to roll again, get a different angle with his legs, try and get a different thing going, and he's just hooking the cage with his right hand again. That's 3 cage grabs in the space of about 15-20 seconds while Oliveira's trying to get his guard going on bottom position and can't do it at all because of this cheat, Islam Makhachev. In the Oliveira fight in round 2, where Makhachev defeated Oliveira for the lightweight world championship, if you'll remember. This is for a world championship. In round 2 of the Oliveira fight, he's hooked his glove again. 4 minutes, 11 seconds in round 2. He's hooking it against the cage again. He's got Oliveira against the cage. Oliveira's kneeing him to the body, and he's hooking the glove. Oliveira gets wrist control so he can open up the guard of Makhachev, land some knees to the body. And it's his instinct whenever someone gets wrist control on him against the cage and stops his takedown, he just straight up cheats, hooks the gloves, and uses it to his advantage. Hooks the glove here with his fingers, drags Oliveira's arm away from him, okay? Drags his arm away. Oliveira has to adjust his position, get a different head position at 4:07. 4:11 is when this starts. 4:11 is when this starts. 4:07, this was a 5-second hook and grab of the glove. They're battling for this. Oliveira's got wrist control, and Makhachev's got a hook of the glove. Oliveira's trying to keep him off, wrist control. Why the fuck has this guy got grip of me right now? He's hooking the glove, yanking Oliveira away to break his posture against the cage so he can try and get a takedown. And if this were to lead to Makhachev having outside leg position, tripping Oliveira with an outside trip and ending up on top, that's another cheated takedown that he went for. Luckily, Oliveira knees him to the body again, smashes him with an elbow and separates. But he's cheated again. 5-second time of his fingers caught in the glove, yanking on Oliveira's hand to open up his, to break down his posture against the cage and try and open up another takedown attempt. Intentional shit. Intentional shit right here. Arman Tsarukyan fight. The Arman Tsarukyan fight. My God. The video is even more egregious. He's yanking on his glove. Fingers hooked in the gloves of Arman Tsarukyan. There's a video of this on YouTube. Islam Makhachev glove grab. Islam Makhachev cheat. There's a YouTube short of it. He's hooking the glove of Arman Tsarukyan here. Arman tries to knee him to the body here. Maybe also to try and break that grip of Makhachev. Because again, how the fuck is Makhachev gripping him? In his mind, he's thinking, he hasn't got wrist control. Why can't I get my arm back? Why can't I get my arm back? Remember, Arman was like 21 years of age. Took this on about 2 weeks' notice against Islam Makhachev. A guy who's been training from birth. And this is the shit he has to pull. Hooking the glove of Arman Tsarukyan. When Arman throws a knee, the second he puts his leg back down, Makhachev keeps a hold of it. You can't see it because of the angle. Keeps a hold of it with the sweep. And Arman's arm is trapped in the mount position here. He's got his arm trapped into the mount because Makhachev has kept his arm trapped by hooking the glove. He gets mount over Arman Tsarukyan in round 1 because of this blatant cheat. There's more to go through. I've got another 5 slides to go through in this video. This is a move of his. You get wrist control on him, he'll hook your glove and yank you out of position so he can get a takedown or break your posture. And these are the high-profile wins. Name the best wins of Makhachev. Poirier, Oliveira, Volkanovski, Arman Tsarukyan. Fair enough, he didn't need it to beat Dan Hooker. Poirier, Oliveira, Arman Tsarukyan, and Volkanovski. He's cheated against all of them to get dominant position. The second Volkanovski fight that they had, where Volk stepped up on a week's notice, flew across the world on a week's notice. This is how Makhachev's doing him in round 1. Volk gets the clinch against the cage, gets good position in. Makhachev pries his arm away and hooks his fingers in the glove again. Keeps his fingers in the gloves, keeps his fingers in the glove to drag Volk's arm away, try and weaken the strength of Volk in this position. Lands a knee to the body with this as well, by the way. Lands a knee to the body with it. And he was doing that a lot in the second fight with Volk when they were against the cage. Kneeing the shit out of his body. With this move, where he opens up their tight guard that they have and their tight clinch that they have, opens him up for a knee to the body there. So he can't try and tuck into it or stop the power of it or stop it digging in, flush. Pulls the arm away from Volk and knees him to the body in the clinch. Even Volk looks at Goddard and says, he's grabbing my glove, and Goddard steps in to tell Makhachev off for a glove grab in the second Volkanovski fight. Again, you see 3:11 here on the clock, you see 3:07 here. This was another 5-second exchange. Not a split moment in time where I caught his fingers in the glove. A 5-second yanking of Volkanovski's hand while Volk thinks he has wrist control. This is a natural instinct of Makhachev to cheat when someone gets wrist control on him. He just hooks the glove and yanks their hands away until they give up something. No doubt he's probably looking, if Volk were to throw a knee here, where he actually disengaged because Volk's got genius level IQ. If Volk were to throw a knee back after this, like Oliveira did, probably would have taken him for a fucking spin as well with this. With the same trip that he hit on Charles Oliveira to get their takedown. Wild. This guy's a filthy cheat. Every fight has been changed by his cheating. Even here, you see it here even more egregious. This is the first Volkanovski fight, and this is one of 2 slides of the Volkanovski fights cheating. Volk gets wrist control. Makhachev hooks the fucking glove. Volk pushes his hand to the cage. Makhachev just hooks the fucking glove. Makhachev lands a knee to the body while hooking the fucking glove to open up the knee to the body on Volk, which was one of his biggest weapons in the Volkanovski fight. Makhachev gets swept off balance by Volkanovski in round 3, grabs the cage to make sure he sort of reorientates himself on the ground so he doesn't give up any dominant position. Even here, while Volk tries to leave the fucking clinch, because I can't do anything here but get knee to the body, this guy's hooking my glove over and over again to knee me in the body. Volk tries to pull out of this position. Makhachev keeps his arm in with a single collar on the other side. Hooks the glove. Fingers in the glove again. Even here you can see it. Fingers hooked in the glove of Volkanovski. And Goddard's big fucking dumb self is watching this shit front and center. He doesn't call it for a second in this fight. Nothing to see here. Everything's good. As Makhachev's hooking his fingers in the gloves against Volk. This is a featherweight moving up to fight him. He's the lightweight champ. He's the bigger man. He's the favorite. And he's still cheating non-stop. Glove grabs, cage grabs. Hooking the glove so Volk can't disengage and get away, so he keeps getting kneed in the body by Makhachev, which happened over and over again. And that's not the only time in this fight. Even when he had the back of Volkanovski in round 4. That's not a good enough position for him, I guess. Not good enough to just have the back of Volkanovski in their fight. He has to hook the gloves even more. In round 4, fingers in the gloves on the back. Digging them into the glove to try and pry for a rear naked choke, which he couldn't get, by the way. Volk was talking shit the whole time, punching him in the face. Hooking 2 fingers in the glove here while Volk has different head position as well. The referee, this is his hand, stepping in to stop yet another glove grab from Islam Makhachev in this position. This is his move. This is like John Jones and his eye pokes. Cyril Gane his back of the head shots, but more blatant. More blatant. Championship bouts. These are historical moments. Legacy-defining moments for these fighters. No points have been deducted from Makhachev in any of these bouts. And I'm showing you multiple times per round he's cheating by hooking his fingers in the gloves. That's an illegal knee. Everybody making a big deal about McGregor hooking a glove knee in the face. They should. It's cheating. So make a big deal. Make a big deal about this as well. It's 6 a.m. Okay? But I've gone down the rabbit hole. You shouldn't be doing this. Rear naked choke. He gets warned. The ref sees him cheating after the 4th time. Sees him cheating. Stop doing that. Just takes his fingers out. Okay, well, never mind then. He got away with it. Oh, well. That's not the only time in this very fight with Volkanovski. The Poirier fight. The Poirier fight, just to add one more in there, because I saw the Arman one and the Volk one and the Oliveira one, and I thought there must be more examples. I'll watch back the fights. Oh my God, he did it more than just those examples in those fights. So many more times. Let's see the Poirier fight back. Poirier throws a punch to Makhachev. He hooks the glove here and tries to actually use this to land a shot on him, but Poirier ends up beating him to it with an elbow to the face. So you're cheating and you're still getting fucked up by Poirier in that moment. Poirier's legacy. I know he got hooked his glove against Oliveira. Terrible. Oliveira won, but he did hook that glove to get that takedown. That's terrible. That sucks for Poirier. This was like, oh, Makhachev beat him fair and square. No. No, he didn't. He was using this to land shots on Poirier. He was using this in the grappling as well, as you can see here while he's in on this single leg on Dustin Poirier. He's hooking his own glove. I know you're allowed to do it with like the hooked parts of the inside of the glove where your fingers are or where your palm of your hand is. But he's hooking his own fingers in his glove around the wrist area to keep this single leg grip on Dustin Poirier. Again, using a glove grab on himself this time. I don't know entirely the legality of that, to try and get a takedown on Dustin Poirier. Poirier has been picked it up as a teenager. Been in the game for a long time trying to get his title win. Finally in his career, he wants his title win. Doesn't get it. Oliveira hooks his glove in the second fight. And Makhachev does this. Hooking his glove to try and land shots. Gets smacked with an elbow for it. Bitch. That's what you get for cheating, you stupid bitch. Hooking his glove while he's going for a single leg. Not the only moments. Not the only moments. There's another slide of it. Of him trying to land punches. Here's Keith Peterson having no nonsense here. Let me move myself out of the way for a second. Telling him with the hand motion, stop grabbing the fucking gloves. JDM has to be aware of this going into their fight. This is one of the biggest cheaters in the sport. This is the dirtiest champion that we have on the roster right now. Currently in the sport. Let me think. Marab, Alex. Lightweights, Ilya, no. Welterweight's Jack, no. Middleweight is Chimaev, no. Unless I find something out. Light heavyweight Pereira, no. Heavyweight Tom, no. This is the dirtiest champion in the sport and nobody calls him dirty. He does this every fight. Keith Peterson screaming at him, don't grab the fucking glove. As he's hooking the glove of Poirier to land shots on him. And keep his hand towards him. In this moment, this is in round 5, I think it is. You can see, why is Poirier keeping that position? It makes no sense for Poirier to keep wrist control here while he's trying to pull away from Islam Makhachev. Remind you of another position, by the way? While Volk's trying to pull away from him and escape the clinch. And he's keeping him there. I don't know how Makhachev... It's like he's stuck to you like glue. Yeah, it is. And I haven't been through all the fights. I just thought, okay, there's some cheats here. There's 3 examples of him hooking the glove. Let me go back and rewatch the Volk fight, the Oliveira fight, the Poirier fight. And then the Arman Tsarukyan fight was an example that I saw on this video. And these are only ones I've been through. I'd love to go through more. Let me know if you guys did and what you found in them. But he's hooking it here. You can see him on the inside of this sort of exchange here. And he's keeping Poirier's glove to him by hooking his fingers in the glove. It's a reaction to wrist control. So be aware of it. If you are in the UFC and you are about to fight Islam Makhachev, Ilia Topuria, if you're watching this with tears in your eyes, heartbroken Topuria, if you're watching this, if you get wrist control, know what to expect. He's going to do it every fucking time. Until he gets warned, and then he'll stop for a couple minutes. If you get wrist control on him and stop a takedown, he's going to hook your gloves with the finger. It's his signature move. He's a dirty cheat. He's a filthy cheat in the sport. And JDM needs to watch out for it. And if I didn't have enough reasons to root for JDM this weekend, now I do. Not only have you been training from birth against people that are picking this shit up as a hobby as a teenager, and you're still having dog fights with them, while Poirier has a false hip, and you're going to war with him, blood all over your face. Not only that, but you got to cheat to beat them as well. In every fight. This frustrates me, man. Because Poirier's never touched his belt. And we don't see this from Poirier. You know? We don't see this cheating from Poirier. He don't hook his own glove on a takedown attempt or keep people's hands near him by hooking their glove. Poirier smashed him with an elbow for it anyway. Volk didn't get his big win in Perth. Couldn't escape the back because he was too busy fighting hands. While Volk, too busy fighting hands, couldn't escape back position. I know he probably wouldn't have done anyway. Probably would have had a much better chance of doing it if he weren't hooking the glove non-stop to keep this position with a frantic look on his face as he barely survived the 5th round after this as well, by the way. Training since birth. Volk played rugby until he was 19. Even in a rematch, Volk flies across the world. Oh, this is so bad. This one is bad. The first fight with Volk is so bad because he does it so many times. The rematch, Volk flies across the world, hooking it again in the clinch. Why can't I get anything going in the clinch? Makhachev smashing him with knees. They leave the clinch at the end of round 1. Head kick KO from Makhachev. Puts Volk away. That's legacy. Arman Tsarukyan, young kid, takes it on short notice. Hook the glove. Put him in mount in the first round. Change the tide of the fight. This was a fight between Makhachev and Arman. I thought Makhachev won, but it did come down to these small moments where Makhachev would hit a nasty sweep on him or Makhachev would have position over him at the end of the round. That's what this fight came down to. There weren't much of anything but these moments. And he's been hooking the glove to get his sweep and to trap Arman's arm in mount on bottom position. What happens if Arman's in the 3rd round not needing to burst and use all of his energy to escape this mount position in round 1? Oliveira! You can say deserved. He had Poirier's glove hooked. Poirier went for a Granby roll, ended up on bottom, and Oliveira subbed him. You can say deserved. Let's say deserved for this takedown in the first. And then these are just some extra shit. The 3 different cage grabs in round 1 to stop Oliveira rolling for legs and trying to get his guard going from bottom position. Man, this is every big fight that he's won. Positions have been decided by him cheating and nothing being done about it. Fuck, man. I'm going to be watching like a fucking hawk. When he pushes JDM to the cage at MSG, in less than 24 hours, in less than 18 hours. Let's not bring up less than 18 around the Makhachevs. But if this comes up in that fight and they're up against the cage, keep your eyes peeled. And referee of that fight, keep your fucking eyes peeled and take a point immediately. Immediately take a point from this dirty cheat who has used this to defeat all of the big names on his resume. This is fucking bullshit, man. People need to make a bigger deal out of it. Like and subscribe. See you later. I was going to go to bed, but I just can't. I was going down the rabbit hole. I was like discovering something. I could hear the music building in my brain. Like, oh my God, I'm actually onto something here. He's doing this every single fucking round. See you later. This is egregious. Dragging his arm round and getting top position on Oliveira because of this. That's insane. That's deciding fights. And if that weren't enough, he did it in round 2 as well and escaped a leg lock in round 1. I'm repeating myself. This is deciding fights. Trained since birth, 10-year head start. Oliveira was in hospital, so they said he'd never walk again. This is why it pisses me off so much. They're just different over there, man. They're built different. Oliveira was in hospital as a kid. They told him he'd never play football, he'd never walk. He'd never be able to do sports. He overcomes that, gets into MMA, has the rockiest road ever to get to the top. Some guy who's been training since 2 years old in mixed martial arts. Not in MMA, but in a mix of martial arts in order to get to this point when he's old enough in his prime. After beating Bobby Green for his fucking title shot. Still has to pull shit like this to get the advantage over him. It pisses me off, man. Pussies. Like and subscribe. See you later. Goodbye.